Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the new year and welcome back to my channel and my craft table. I'm very excited to be here with you today. And I am going to be doing a series of short videos that do some basic overviews and tutorials on Cricut Design Space. So I thought I would start off this new year from scratch. So if you got any sort of Cricut machine for Christmas, welcome to the crafting family. We are so excited for you to learn, and let's go ahead and jump down to Design Space. I wanted to give you an overview of not only Design Space and how it is set up, but also an overview of the canvas, which is where you will be creating all of your designs. So when you open up Design Space here, you will see a lot of things. You'll have a Home tab and you have a left menu of these are all of the things you can click on from the Home tab. You have a Canvas tab, and we'll come back to this in just a little bit. Continuing on to the right side of the top banner, you have three little dots. Now this will allow you to open up a new window. Okay, so I'm opening up a new window in Cricut Design Space. And what that allows me to do is I can create a design on my canvas, and then I can open up a design that I have from another project, and I can basically copy that onto the current canvas and move things from one project to another fairly easily. And I'll do a little video on that another time. I'm going to go ahead and close that window because I only need one Design Space open. You do have a help button. This is very good for all of the kinds of things that you might need as far as working with your Cricut. This little bell here is notifications. So like this tells me the last time I updated Design Space. It gives me all of the interactions that I have going on in my particular setup. I have my particular tab here. Now this is where I'm going to have my profile, notifications, settings, report an issue, my account. If I go to my profile, what I can do is I can change the banner here, and I can change my profile picture, and then I can see how many followers I have, how many people I'm following in particular, the number of likes that my projects have received. I can edit this profile, which is the About section of me, and then these are all of the shared projects that I've created through my YouTube channel, and I have shared them to Design Space. And these are the project links that I put down in my description of my videos. So it takes you directly to these so that you can recreate these projects if you are interested in doing that particular project. So let's go over to Discover. Discover is where you will find a variety of things, different collections. Here at the top, you have different of these little buttons that you can choose from different things to go through and take a look at, different categories. Then if you scroll down, you'll have different little categories that are, I don't know if these are selected by me or these are based on my activity, but I do know that these are here. Images for you is what I would assume to be new images, things that are based on things I have searched in the past, etc. So like the other day, I was actually working on some bookmarks. So now I can see here, and that's actually perfect because I need to make another one. And then projects for you, these are probably based on things that you have looked at in the past. So I've looked at all kinds of different things just to see what was going on in the community. We have some bundled up calendar and planners, new fonts. And when you get to the edge of your screen, you just click on the little arrow and it takes you over and you can just continue. You can also bookmark all of these. You can add them to Canvas. So let's say I wanted to add this to my canvas. I would click that button there. I can get info by clicking on the three little dots. This is pretty much any of these icons. It tells you what kind of files they are. So I can do a basic cut file, I can draw with it. And then the little green banner here is just that it has been saved. And so you'll see that, like, this is super cute. This is probably something that I would want to do. If I click on here, I can add it to my Valentine's Day collection down here. And I can click add, and now you'll see the little box here is green. It tells you how many likes it has already received. I'll go ahead and add one, and I can actually share this. I can get a link to this particular project. So when I share my projects in my videos, I actually go here, and then I just copy the link, and I can share it wherever I want to. And then I could make this if I so choose. So that may be coming to a video. We'll see. Contributing artist images and projects. We have Love is in the Air, Chinese New Year, favorite projects. So these are obviously things that are popular in Design Space. We have lots of card categories, milestones, that probably has some great things in there. Community projects, so this is where you would find projects created by, like myself, or any other people that have shared their designs to the public portion of Cricut Design Space. You have made by employees, those are fun to look through, and then you have written guides and checklists. Then if you go over to Inspire, over here, you can see that there's just a lot of things in here to look at and go through and see if there's anything that is something that you might want to be working on in your craft room. If you go to My Stuff, then that is where you'll find all of your projects. Now, these are projects that are shared or not shared. This is just everything you have going on. Then you'll see things that are bookmarked. So like I just bookmarked that little mailbox. Ready to make. These are things that are ready to make. You know, this is kind of a fun thing to look through every once in a while. Over on this side, these are my images that I've saved. So anytime you save an image, it will show up here. And then you can have your collections. These are all of the collections that I've created. But let's go back to the main screen here. The little timer here that's getting started, when you click on that, you select your machine. You can choose any of those that you have that you're working with. And basically it gives you some, like, your first project. Let's make a sticker. We can make a decal. We can do a heat transfer. Some more beginner projects. Okay, so beginner paper projects, heat transfer projects. Okay, those are fun to look through. Cricut Access, this is if you are a Cricut Access member, and it tells you how long that you've been a member, etc. This next one is the heat guide. Now this will take you to the internet, and this is the Cricut heat guide. You can sign in once you're in here. You can sign in here as well, but basically with the heat guide, this is really cool. So like I have an Easy Press 2, I have the Easy Press Mini, and I have the Cricut Mug Press. So let's say that I was going to do, let's say I was going to do infusible ink pen, and I was going to use that to draw on some paper, and then I wanted to use my Easy Press 2. I'm going to use this Cricut mat, pressing mat. I always use a pressing mat. You can use a folded towel, just something to protect your surface. And then let's say my base material, let's say that I wanted to draw on a cosmetic bag. And so I can click apply, and this will give me how I need to proceed through the project. It tells me the temperature and the time and how much pressure. It tells me when to remove it, like a cool peel, warm peel, hot peel, etc. You can toggle between Fahrenheit and Celsius. It tells you the supplies that you need and the stacking order. It tells you how to prep your materials. It tells you how to apply it and how to stack it all. And it tells you how to take care of it after you have pressed the project. So I love the Cricut heat guide. And then this here will take you to that same website, the Cricut shop, where you can go through and you can shop whatever you feel like. So now let's go to the canvas. Now the canvas is where you are going to create your design using objects, images, shapes, text, etc. So I want to give you a little overview of all of that. Your design panel is over here on the left side. You can make a new project. You can use templates. So if you click on that, you can come in here and choose any template that you feel like. For instance, let's say you just did a classic t-shirt. You'll click on that. And the templates are for reference only. They don't save in your project and they don't cut on your mat. And then you can come over here, classic t-shirts, you can toggle them off and on. And then you'll see here it's in color white. I can actually change, let's say I wanted a red shirt, and I can change the sizing and the style of the shirt. So a medium women's short sleeve. When I'm working with shirts, these grid marks kind of get in my way, and I really like to see, so if I click this top corner box right here in between the zeros, I can actually change the grids between a large grid, a small grid, and then no grid. So then I can come in here. Now I have a red shirt and I can create my design so that I'll know exactly what it's going to look like. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and toggle that off. There we go. All right, so back to the grids. This is a blank canvas. I have no grid lines on it. If I click on the square in between the zeros, then I will get a large grid. I can get a small grid. You can go into projects. So let's say that you search for projects, and let's do Valentine. Why don't we just put Valentine's? We'll just see what comes up. Okay, so then here, let's see. You've got all kinds of things you can pick from. Super fun, super easy. And then basically, once you choose a design, you just click on it and read all of the information that you want to know about it. You can give it a like, you can share it, you can save it, and then you can go straight to make it if you like it the way it is. You can also do edit a copy, and it will put it onto your canvas. There it is. That is then how it would show up on your canvas. All right, I'm going to go ahead and back out of that. So the next little button is shapes, and this is where you can you have free shapes. You have shapes that are only included if you have an Access subscription. You can come down here and click on more shapes. It will take you to all kinds of shapes, and you can actually then filter free, purchased, uploaded, downloaded, bookmarked, edible shapes, phrases, the type of operation. So just kind of a fun thing to do. See, I'll just go ahead and clear all of those. I'll go back to my canvas. You can do the same thing with your images. Click on images, and then you just can scroll through. You can type in what you want here in the top. You can go to your bookmarked. This is closing that little side panel back to your canvas. You can make text, and when you do that, you'll get the default Cricut Sans text show up. You can then click on it, type what you want, double click, then you can go up here to the font menu, and you can go and find any kind of Cricut font. System is your specific computer and what you have particularly downloaded to your computer from the internet. And then things that are already built into your computer. Recent are ones that you have obviously recently used, and things that you have bookmarked. So once you find favorites, you can then just bookmark them. Then you can just pick on one and it'll change your word the way you prefer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that out. Okay, and the next thing you have is the monogram maker. And I've actually done a video on this before. I will go ahead and link that for you, but this is fun using the monogram maker in here, and there's all kinds of options that you can use. And then you can upload your own image if you click on upload. So then you can upload an image, you can upload a pattern fill, so like those digital papers that we all see on Creative Fabrica and design bundles. So these are just some of the recent ones that I had done. Go back to our canvas. Okay, so that is the design panel. Now down here at the bottom, I've already talked about it a little bit, but you can zoom in, way in. In fact, I think you can go to like 700. That is the most. 25% would be the, oh, I lied. 10% is the least. I normally don't go past 25%, but apparently you can go even lower. So I'm wondering if that's new or if it has always been like that. Okay, so let's go back up here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in a text. Go back here. So when you have your text on your screen, then you get something called the text edit bar. Okay, so you can see where you can change your font, you can change the style, you can change the font size, the letter spacing. So I basically, let's do regular. Okay, my font size, I can make it bigger or smaller. Okay, I'll go up a little bit. Letter spacing, that allows you to put space in between your letters, and you can also make them very tight next to each other, where if you wanted to take, let's say, a scripty word and they weren't connected, you could use letter space to make things closer together. You could also ungroup the text and move them yourself. Line spacing, if you have more than one thing going on, let's say that you did happy and then Valentine's Day. But let's say that you had hit the enter key and the return, and then you put space. So what you can do after that is you can change, like you want the spacing of your lines to be smaller. Maybe you want the spacing of your lines to be bigger. So you can type in the numbers, you can use the arrows. Alignment is just like a Word document. You have left align, you have center, you have right, top, center, bottom, and you can turn the text wrap off and on. And then advanced, you can ungroup your letters. So basically I've now ungrouped all of these letters are separate from each other. Okay, so they're separate. You can also ungroup them and group them from here. Then you can ungroup your lines. So that would be your text editing box here. The next thing that you would want to use would be your edit bar, which is up here. This top bar is your edit bar. This is your undo and redo buttons. And then you have basic operation. This is where you will choose between the type of cut, or maybe you have pens and you want to draw these out and you want to use your markers and such on paper. That would be super fun. You can change it to pen, and then you can change the color here as well as the type of pen that you're using. You can use your foil, your little foil tool to foil onto your paper. And so fine, medium, bold. Okay, you can score. So basically, instead of drawing or cutting, this will score all of those lines. And you can deboss and you can engrave. I actually need to try those too. I haven't tried those. Then you can change it to print then cut, and then you can change it to guide. Guide is kind of fun because if you are using something just for placement or visual purposes and you don't really want it to go to your make screen, you can change it to guide. And anything that is in this little hot pink shade, that is like, it's just like a template. It won't show up anywhere. It just helps to place everything. You can edit your stuff here, cut, copy, paste. This is just like a Word file. You can align. Now I'll go into all of that in just a moment, but you can align things, arrange them, flip them, create an offset. If you are an Access member, there is a sticker maker. Otherwise, you would just do the flatten. And then we have a warp feature and sizing, and and you can even rotate. That would be your edit bar. And then your design area is here. Okay, so we're going to put some shapes and all. And then your layers panel over here. Let's just do like, I do a little box. Okay, I'm going to close this. I can grab the box corner here, or I can also change it here. I can unlock or lock depending on what I want to do. If I just grab the corner, it's going to stay in proportion, the length and the width. If I wanted to change just the width, then I could do that and it would not change the height. Then I could lock it back again. You can come over here and you can rotate. You can rotate 90 degrees. You can rotate by little smaller increments. If you hold on your shift key and then you just go around the corner, see how the corner, like instead it curves like that, hold down your shift key and you can rotate and it'll be in specific increments. I already had this changed, so if I wanted to do 90 degrees, I would need to start out at a 0. The position, you can change your position. I actually have never really used those, so I don't typically use those. And then your layers panel. Now your layers panel over here, your layers panel is where all of the elements in your design will be listed. And they're going to be listed as an individual component. You will also be able to see anything that you have grouped together. You will be able to see anything that you have attached, sliced, just any of these operations that you do down here. All of the resulting images will show up here in your layers panel. And let's say that I did a circle. Okay, so we have a little circle here. And let's say I change that circle to pink. And I can actually click on my rectangle. I can click on it here or here. Then I can just go to green. And you'll see the different colors. You'll see the different elements. And then color sync. Color sync allows you to see the different colors in your layers, and then you can actually move stuff between the colors. So I can change everything. Okay, so I think I'm going to call that good for this video. Just a little bit of information about how this is set up. Oh, one more thing. If you are going to save your project, you can do save or save as. The first time you save it, you'll just test canvas, and then you'll type in your name that you want. You can add it to a collection. You can create a new collection. You'll hit save, and then when you go back here to your canvas, you'll see that the name has changed. I do suggest that you save early and save often. Okay, so I will come back with some future videos that will go through things such as all of these particular layer panel functions and some of the other functions that you have up here in your edit bar. But for now, as always, until I see you again, happy crafting.
Thank you all so much for watching today. I'm so glad that you can join me at my craft table. If you're not already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when new videos arrive. Have a great day, and as always, happy crafting.